Luke Thomas here with MMAfighting.com in Atlanta with the pre-fight workouts next to the former UFC light heavyweight champion of the world, Rashad Evans. Rashad, how you doing?
Hey, I'm good. How about you?
All right, Rashad, before we get to the more serious matters, one thing what?
Oh,
What did you expect?
little guy, somebody I can look down.
Before the serious matters, I'm sort of curious about the relationship you have with boxers, right? So before the Tito fight, there was Bernard Hopkins. This time it was Felix Trinidad, and then, of course, most recently, Roy Jones Jr. Like, why is it that boxers seem to gravitate to you?
I don't know, man. I guess I just been, I don't know. They like my style a little bit. You know, me and Roy, we've been cool for a couple of years, so having them come out to my camp and work with me is just, it was amazing.
When you say work with you, how much do they really work with you? Is it a major contribution or more like an in and out kind of thing?
Nah, Roy was there for a little bit, but I always talk to Roy on the phone and stuff like that, and we text back and forth all the time. So I talk to Roy all the time. Like I always bounce questions off him, and he always give me some pointers. So me and Roy have more of a personal relationship than the other guys.
So yesterday at the press conference during the scrum, not during your actual interaction with him, Jon Jones suggested, he didn't quite say it, but he actually he did. He said, you have the weakest chin of anybody he's fought yet. What is your response to that claim?
I guess he's going to have to find out, see if that's true. I mean, you can say I have the weakest chin, but it's like how many times I've really been knocked out. I've been dazed a couple of times in fight, but a lot of people get dazed in fights, I mean, Frankie Edgar gets dazed in a fight, and everybody's like, oh, my God, he has a chin of iron. He doesn't get knocked out. But, I mean, I get dazed in a fight, and I got a weak chin. I don't know.
What about his suggestion that he didn't say definitively, but he kind of sort of hinted that maybe you're not in your physical prime? I talked to Mike Van Arsdale. He said that he rejected it flatly. How do you feel about that? Why would he say that?
He's under the speculation that just because you're in your 30s, I guess that you're not physically gifted anymore. You lose your physical prime, or you lose something. But I don't know. My body feels great. I don't abuse my body. I don't party too much. I don't do any drugs or anything like that. So, I mean, physically speaking, my body's feeling great.
I talked to Mike Van Arsdale about the difference between the Blackzilian camp and the camp you had at Greg Jackson's. At your peak at the Jackson camp, relative to what you get now, what was missing? In other words, when you picked back up with the Blackzilians, what were you correcting for?
Well, I was just correcting for more coaching. No matter how great it was at Albuquerque, we didn't have a lot of coaching. I mean, Greg was there and he did the best that he could, and Winklejohn was there, but we didn't have, a really, really in-depth jiu-jitsu coach and stuff like that. And Greg, he specializes in jiu-jitsu, but he's more of like a MMA type coach, just all around. So at the gym in Boca, we try to bring everything together, have a great jiu-jitsu coach, have a great striking coach, have a great wrestling coach, and just, we even have a great judo coach. So we have all different facets of the game, and I think that's what, is going to bring, our athletes along a lot better, because we're getting that one-on-one attention with all these great coaches.
Sort of one thing about this camp that's so in some ways notable, but maybe not for the best reasons. I certainly don't want to pry on your personal life, but you did have the sort of larger divorce in the Jackson camp, and then your own personal one. I have to wonder, like, for example, Juan Manuel Lopez, he lost a fight right after he got divorced. Are you carrying, understandably, a lot of pain, both from those situations into this fight?
I've been going through my situation for a while. I just, started speaking about it publicly. So mentally, I'm ready. I've dealt with that situation, so I'm kind of cool. I've been going, all my other fights has been, it was a lot worse than this. Right now.
Really, it was worse than other fights?
Oh man, shit. yeah, a lot worse than other fights. So I mean, this is nothing. I'm in it cool now.
I have to say, when this fight's over, or as you look into it, if you win on Saturday, let's say you win spectacularly, does it validate everything? Right? Does it validate leaving Jackson's? Does it validate the claims you've made? Does it validate the strength of the Blackzilian teams? What are you looking to validate with a win, besides saying I'm a better fighter than Jon Jones?
I really haven't thought about all of that. It's kind of, I just was just thinking about just going there and winning the fight. I haven't put that much pressure on myself, and I do that. I don't want to put that much pressure on myself for a reason, because it's like I don't want to say, okay, this symbolizes this symbolizes that, because that's more extra weight that I have to carry on myself. I'm gonna go out there and fight from the bottom of my heart, and whatever happens. I believe I'm going to be victorious in the fight, but whatever that validates, whatever come off of that, then that's great. But for me, I'm just looking to go in there and compete and have a good time doing it.
All right, Rashad Evans, best of luck to you on Saturday. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. I appreciate it.